And after all of that talk, driving up there, getting to the stadium, after all of that, Bands of America DFW Regional Finals canceled. Washout, lightning out, rain out, whatever you want to call it. A lot of explanation to get to. We'll go over procedures and stuff for this type of event because this doesn't happen that often. But when it does, a lot of people have questions on it. And that's why I'm here joining you. Thank you for tuning in. Good morning again. Daniel Valdez again. First things first, everybody who came up to us and said hello at the contest, parents, staff, directors, all that fun stuff. Thank you so much for the support. We got to sit next to some really cool people in the little reserved seating area for most of finals, or for most of prelims, I should say. So wanted to thank all those people for hanging out with us. Okay, so in case you've been living under a rock or you were paying attention to something more important, and if you were, shame on you, BOA DFW Regional Finals canceled after actually one band due to lightning, and we're going to explain all that stuff right now. Here's how it works. This is essentially the finals emergency preparedness or disaster management procedure. Stadium has an automatic system in place for lightning. Automatically. If it's detected within the area, and I believe it's 5 miles, the siren goes off. And this is the same siren that actually went off during Wakeland's show. Crum High School went on, did their exhibition performance. Then Wakeland goes on as the first official finalist band. They play through about 90 seconds of their show, and then the siren goes off. If you thought it was jolting in the stands, I can't even imagine what it felt like as one of the performers. You're probably thinking, wow, somebody's really out of tune. And then you realize, no, wait, that's the everyone leave siren. It happened in the middle of the show. Thankfully, nobody got hurt. Our friend, our good buddy, our announcer, John Pollard, jumped on the horn and said, hey, siren has gone off. Everybody needs to evacuate. Performers need to leave. All that stuff. So you had Wakeland, and I believe you had a couple of other programs. I think Timber Creek was sheltered underneath the stands safely. Everybody else in the stands was told to go to their cars and shelter in place. We were fortunate enough to head up to the press box and basically just wait for instructions. After over an hour delay, Bands of America, Music for All determined that it wasn't going to be feasible to continue the finals performance. So here's the procedure on that. Siren goes off. Everybody get out of the stadium, evacuate. Once that siren goes off, it is a mandatory minimum of 30 minutes before you can do anything, before anybody can even leave the shelter-in-place code or whatever. And the lightning show outside was beautiful. You were watching it from the stands. It was impressive to watch. And of course, it starts pouring rain. And if you look back on the live blog, I actually took a video outside of when it was raining the hardest. It was pretty intense. I also took a video of me eating brownies, but whatever. Last night was pretty crazy. So it's basically a shelter in place. Nobody can do anything. So kudos to Music for All. Those people worked so hard to try to get everybody in and try to, shorten the schedule to see if we can maybe get finals in. When it came down to it, the goal was to get everybody on the field and get their performance with a shortened schedule, probably like 12-minute blocks like they did for Austin, for that Austin delay last week. And it just wasn't going to work out. There would have been bands performing after midnight, and that's just it's not feasible. It's not fair necessarily to the performers because they're performing so late, and some of them have been there for a long time. You also had, there wasn't necessarily a noise ordinance in the area from what we were told, but still, if you're blasting horns past midnight, I'm certain the cops would have been called from the apartment complex, from the residential neighborhoods that were surrounding the stadium. So when you take all that into account, safety, the whole lightning thing eventually subsided, but then you had to deal with, there was a lot of rain on the field, and it's a field turf. It's a field turf stadium, but there's a lot of challenges that go with that as well. But it all came to pass. It just wasn't going to work. So then finally, after an hour delay, John Pollard, our friend, our buddy, jumped on the horn, said, "Hey, finals is canceled. Still waiting for the all clear. But we're just letting you know finals is canceled." And you could definitely tell when finals was canceled because a lot of people went out to the parking lot, hung out there, but nobody was really moving. They just kind of hung out in the parking lot. Then when the announcement was made that the finals was canceled, everybody poured out of there. And we stayed in place because it was still the all clear hadn't been done yet. Then a couple of minutes later, all clear was handled. And then everybody could leave and go do it wherever they need to. We ended up staying there for probably an extra 45 minutes just to let the parking lot die down. Plus, we were watching Houston finals. So let's just go over quick results, and I'll explain how this works. So whenever a finals contest gets canceled, we essentially take the prelims results and we make those the official results. So if you haven't seen the recaps yet, I'll go ahead and just go over the results from prelims. These are your top 10 programs in prelims, and I'll explain captions and stuff like that. 10th place, Wakeland, 79.55. I love that show, and that flugelhorn soloist is just divine. Absolutely a joy to listen to. 9th place was Prosper with an 80.55. Nice show. 8th place and 7th, actually, the two bands actually ended up tying here. Union and Waxahachie, 80.90. When that happens, we go with the band with the higher general effect score. Therefore, 8th place was Waxahachie, 7th place was Union. 6th place, Timber Creek with an 82.00. LD Bell was 5th with an 82.4. 4th place was Cedar Park, 84.40. 3rd place was Keller, 85.50. Hebron was in 2nd place, 86.45. And your official 2018 Bands of America DFW champion with a score of 86.85, Flower Mound High School. Music captions, and I'm combining everything, all the classes together. Music was run by Hebron, visual and general effect was won by Flower Mound. So that's how it works. We had a lot of questions about how results work if there's a cancellation of finals. You essentially take the top 10 from prelims, the bands that would have made finals, and you give out your placements. Then you crown a champion, and that's how it works. So those will be like the official results. Let's see, what else are we going to talk about here? Let's talk about some of the conversations we had. Prelims was a little funky, and this was kind of confirmed by we spoke to some directors, we spoke to some staff members with certain programs that were in finals, and the consensus was they really wanted this finals performance to go off because they knew their programs could do better. Prelims was a little funky. You had programs with electronics issues. You had programs that, maybe had some timing issues that didn't exist before. Maybe it was just a little bit of a flat performance. These things happen from time to time. A little weird for prelims. But I know a lot of finalist programs wanted this to go off. They wanted that extra chance to see because they knew their kids could perform better. And that's a great sign. Whenever if you're a staff member or a director of a program and you recognize that your kids can do better, that's always a fantastic sign. And that shows that those people are really in tune with how their program is being run. It's unfortunate, but these things happen. The important thing was that everybody was safe. That was priority number one. talking with the staff members, talking with people running around trying to figure out how we were going to try to get finals off the ground. The safety and security of the performers and everyone attending was paramount. It was evident. That's that for DFW Regional. That's kind of how, and we appreciate all the questions on the Facebook page. We appreciate the stuff that was said on the live blog and stuff we tried to answer. And, that's exactly what we're here for. We try to, if you got questions and stuff, especially when weird things like a finals contest gets canceled, that's one of the reasons why we do this. It was interesting. People were trying to leave, and I understand the concourse was, it was getting crowded as people were evacuating, but it didn't really look like people were moving. Then it started raining, and then almost immediately people started running out of the stadium. I thought that was interesting. Like I said, we were fine, and we appreciate all the messages we received. Guys, are you okay? Are you in place? Everything good? Yeah, we were totally okay. We just hung out in the press box. We watched Houston finals. We were just trying to get word about what was going on with DFW. We were totally okay getting out of the parking lot. We made it to Waffle House. We told people that we made it there. Everything's great. We appreciate it a lot. We definitely do. Special thanks to, everybody who came up and said hi to us. We got to hang out with awesome people like Frank Troika and Wayne Downey, and it was great to just kind of pick their brains about certain things. I love doing that with great music educators like them. So we're done here. DFW, washout, no finals. There's your results. Flower Mound, another regional championship. Would have been nice to see them again in finals. Would have been nice to see all these programs again in finals, but weather wouldn't cooperate. Let's hope we don't have an issue like that next week for Waco. Yes, there will be a Houston one. I just got to do a little bit more studying on it. Got some thoughts on that. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for reaching out to us yesterday at the DFW Regional. I'm done here. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. Adios. Bye-bye.